Happy Thursday, y'all. It's 12 o'clock noon. I'm back home. It is lunchtime. And many of you that saw that buttermilk pie yesterday, y'all know what's on the menu. Chicken livers. Yes, and I didn't realize a lot of you enjoy chicken livers. You stated that in the comments under that buttermilk pie, and I was like, yes. So that's what we're going to make. I'm not even having a side. I'm just having chicken livers for my lunch. And y'all, I've been craving this since yesterday. There's a couple of steps that I do, so I'm going to drop the camera. I want to be eating by 12:30. Normally I'd let them soak, but we're not going to let them soak long. So let me show you how you prep, or should I say how I prep my chicken livers. Oh yeah, y'all can see good. Now, you know, chicken livers come in a plastic container. I actually put mine in a strainer and I rinse mine very well and I let them drain about 5 minutes. I left one out to show you what I do. All these are prepped and ready. So I'm going to turn it to where you can see that this is how they normally come. Okay? I don't care for that gristle and that fat. I do clean mine up. And sometimes you can see a blood clot. Sounds gross, but I clean it up. So I left one to show you how I make them so pretty like this. I'm going to take mine, and I do like to cut mine in half. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it in half. And I use a paring knife. And then right here, where you see that gristle, I'm going to pull up on it. And I am going to cut that off. Let's do the same over here. I don't like any of that. And you want a really sharp knife. I sharpened this paring knife because to me, a paring knife works well. Because this is a very tender organ. And that's what it is. All right, can y'all see that right there? I'm going to trim that off. I don't want any of that on my liver. And there we go. Okay, I've got my hands washed. You can use a fork, but I like this little tool here. And you want to pop them. This will help them from popping in your skillet. And I mean, I really do punch mine. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go through every one of them and make sure I pop them. And you got to put some force. If not, it's only going to pierce the top. You want to go all the way through. Now, you do not have to use buttermilk. You can use whole milk, half and half. But because I have buttermilk, I've got about a cup. It was actually more like 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk in my bowl. This is what I call my chicken liver hot sauce. This is a crystal hot sauce. And guys, I love Pearson hot. I like Louisiana, but when it comes to my chicken livers or my fried chicken, it's crystal hot sauce. And I'm going to put, it's not going to make it hot, but this vinegar is going to help tenderize and flavor without the heat. We're going to mix this up, and I'm going to show you what color we're looking for. Oh, yeah. Can you see that? There's the color. This is my choice of seasoning for the chicken livers, and that is my clucking good. Remember, I told you, it's not just for chicken. This is really a house seasoning. Now, you're going to have to season to taste. Garlic powder. And yes, we need salt. This is Redmond salt. You can use any salt of your choice. And I do salt liberally. So about a teaspoon, guys. And some black pepper. Not much. All right, we'll give this a whirl. We're going to set this aside. Now in this bowl, and you can use a Ziploc bag, whatever, but I'm using a bowl. This is 1 cup of all-purpose flour and a tablespoon of cornstarch. We're going to season our flour. Going back with the same seasoning. Not much salt because I put a teaspoon in the buttermilk batter. Now you want to get this well and combined. And what that cornstarch is going to do is going to really crisp it up. But if you don't have cornstarch, omit it. If you don't have all-purpose and you've got self-rising, use self-rising. Now it's time to put the liver into its bath. Now I am going to go ahead and pierce them again, just lightly. And that ensures that crystal hot sauce, the buttermilk, penetrates through the liver. Get them mashed under there. There we go. I like to cook my livers in my electric skillet. Now this electric skillet is a standard height, only this one comes with an extension because I don't want any splatter. And that's why I like to use electric skillet, because we will be using the lid as well. You can do it on the stove, just don't get your oil too hot. You need about 335 to 340 for your heat temp. But in here, if I had to measure about that much oil, maybe a half an inch. I don't like mine deep fried. I like the oil to come up to the side of the chicken liver. This is sitting on 340 and we're going to let it get hot. Plus you can control your heat because y'all know the type of stove I have, that flat top. And once it reaches a temp, it starts going up and down, up and down. I like a consistent heat when I'm frying. And this is basically frying. Now the oil, you're going to ask what's in here. This is a neutral oil, canola. You can use peanut oil, but I'm just using canola oil. Now I don't use vegetable oil. I don't do Crisco. I do lard, but I've only got one jar left till I could put some up. But this is canola. That's just my preference. I do not fry my chicken livers in olive oil. In my opinion, it's pas bon. And pas bon means, in French, not so good. But that's on Lippy. So let's get this hot. I've got a tray sitting over here with the rack. Under that rack, between the cookie sheet and the rack, is a piece of aluminum foil and paper towels. I want them to stay crispy. I don't want them to sit on a paper towel and get kind of soggy. I really like a crispy, not burnt, but a crispy chicken liver. And you're only talking 4 to 5 minutes to cook, like 2 minutes on one side, 2 on the other. They cook very, very fast. But we're going to cook them with the lid on. Stops the popping, and also it holds the heat so that liver cooks from the inside out. Simple, simple. I can feel it getting hot, so we got to get ready to dredge. Okay, while it's getting to temp, because the blue light's still on, so it's not ready. I may have to do these in batches, but I gently go in with my fork. And like I said, normally I would let them sit in this buttermilk because you think, well, that's a waste. But just this little bit of time waiting for that oil, the flavor's going to be there. And it's not going to taste like buttermilk. I'm going to test my oil, and it's sizzling good. Okay, I am putting the lid on. Basically, we're steam frying these. Because once that grease starts penetrating in that liver, it will pop even though you've pierced it, but it's not going to sit there and go crazy. You'll get a pop here, a pop there. All right, we're going to turn them over. Don't use a fork. It'll pierce them. Now, I could have added more livers to this pot, but that's okay. Look at that. Beautiful color. Okay. Let them go a couple of more minutes. Let's check on them. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm going to leave the lid off and let them crisp on up. They cook 2 minutes on each side. But I don't have to worry about the popping. Now I'm just crisping them up. Well, if I can get that one to turn. This is not my normal tongs that I like. I just grab these. All right, lid off. About a minute. We're going to get them pulled up, and I'm going to get the second batch going. Look at that beautiful, crispy coating. I'm just turning them over just for a second. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a big one right there. I'm going to let them go just a little bit longer. I want them to get really crispy. Boy, that's hot. I'm going to get these up, do the second batch, same way, and then we're going to sit down and have some lunch together. I still have about this many left over there. Got a glass of sweet tea. Now, this is how Lippy eats hers. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to go and get seconds, but we're going to start with this amount. Oh, missed that one. Can y'all hear the dryer going? At least it's not Buddy's overalls. The other day when I was doing a video, what was I cooking? I don't remember. I was in the kitchen, obviously. I could hear the dryer, but it wasn't registering that y'all could hear the clankety clank. Oh my God, it drives me nuts. So a couple of y'all said, what do you have in that dryer? And then a few of you said, that's Buddy's overalls. Bingo. Now, I don't remember which was first, which was second. I think this little one was first because it's not hot. Some of these are very, very hot. So we're going to start with this one. You know, after the 2 weeks I've had, this is my treat. And some of you are thinking, chicken livers? Yes. And you see, this is my lunch. Mr. Buddy, he'll eat a few. This is my kind of food. I could have taken that leftover grease, drained some of it out, added flour, made a little blonde roux, added some milk and water because I like to mix mine, and had a gravy. You can dunk them in that gravy. Oh my. And then you could have potatoes, coleslaw, fried okra, really anything. But for me, a plate of these, and I'm good to go. Mercy, mercy. But it's 12:30 and I'm sitting here eating lunch. So this was done in 30 minutes and going slow because I was making a video. So the ones out there that like liver and I did it different, try it my way, see what you think, give me feedback in the comments. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And slather it in crystal hot sauce, guys. Till the next one, y'all.